Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I bumped into this amazing banana spider and her huge web, and it got me thinking this might be a great opportunity to spend some real time with the Nikon ZR and the NIKKOR Z 28-135 power zoom lens in the day in the life of a banana spider. At first, it was just a shimmer in the air. One thin thread caught the sun, then another, and then the whole structure appeared, hanging quietly between the leaves, moving with the slightest breath of wind. And there she was. A banana spider, also known in many places as a golden silk orb-weaver, suspended in the middle of a web that looked almost too delicate to be real. When the light is right, you can see why people call her silk golden. It flashes silver, blue, and warm yellow, depending on where the sun is and where you are standing. This web is not just beautiful. It is her hunting ground, her warning system, her resting place, and her map of the world. When you move in close, the scale of everything changes. Leaves become cliffs, a breeze becomes weather, a single strand of silk becomes a road. The female banana spider is one of the most recognizable orb weavers in the southern United States. She has long, banded legs, dark joints, warm orange and yellow markings, and those little brush-like tufts that make her look both elegant and ancient. She can look dramatic, but she is not here looking for a fight. Like most orb weavers, she would rather stay in her web, feel the vibrations around her, and let the day come to her. That is one of the gifts of filming wildlife at this size. Nothing needs to be forced. The story is already happening. The camera simply has to become quiet enough to notice it. And this is where the Nikon ZR becomes interesting. A small subject like this asks a lot from a camera. There's bright sun, deep shade, fine highlights on the silk, and a dark spider body that can turn into silhouette very quickly. The ZR is built as a compact cinema camera with internal R3D recording, 6K capture, 12-bit RAW, and more than 15 stops of dynamic range in log 3G10. In simple terms, that gives the image room to hold the glow of the sky while still keeping detail in the darker parts of the frame. With a spider, that matters. Because the story lives in small transitions, a leg catching an edge of light, a web thread turning silver for 1 second, the abdomen slipping from shadow into warm sun. A golden silk orb weaver builds a large vertical orb web. Mature webs can stretch several feet across, with long anchor lines reaching into nearby branches. To us, it may look like a floating shimmer. To her, it is a living instrument. Each strand has a purpose. Some lines hold the web under tension. Some radiate outward like spokes. Others form the sticky spiral that catches flying insects. The spider reads this structure through vibration. A small insect struggling in one corner can send a signal through the silk, and the web tells her where to go. That is why these close shots are so fascinating. In a wide frame, the web is beautiful. In macro, it becomes engineered. Every bright little line is evidence of instinct. Where to anchor, where to wait, where to repair. The zoom lens helps tell that story without crowding the subject. At the wide end, the web sits inside the world around it, sky, leaves, branches, and sun. At the long end, the scene becomes intimate and almost abstract. The NIKKOR Z 28-135 MEF4PZ was designed with video work in mind, including smooth, powered zoom control. For a subject like this, where a sudden movement can disturb the scene or shake the frame, that control is a quiet advantage. Watch how she moves. There's almost no wasted effort. Each leg tests the silk before weight is committed. She is not simply walking across a web, she is walking across something she made from her own body. Spider silk is one of nature's remarkable materials, light, flexible, and incredibly strong for its size. The golden silk orb-weaver is especially known for the color and strength of her silk. In this footage, the silk becomes cinematic on its own. It catches the sun in little pulses, like tiny edits already built into the scene. This is where slow motion can be more than a camera feature. The Nikon ZR can record high frame rates, including 4K up to 120 frames per second, giving fast, small movements room to breathe. A twitch of a leg, a shiver in the web, a ripple from the breeze. Slow motion does not have to make nature louder. Used gently, it gives us enough time to see what was already there. As the background turns green, the web begins to reveal its shape. There are clean lines, broken lines, old repairs, and new silk laid across the frame. A web like this is not permanent in the way a nest or burrow might be. It is always being damaged and tuned. Wind touches it, leaves brush it, insects break it. The spider returns to maintain it. That maintenance is part of her daily work. She waits, she listens, she repairs. She conserves energy until the web tells her something has changed. Female banana spiders are much larger than the males. The male is often tiny by comparison, easy to miss, sometimes living near the edge of the female's web. For her, the web is everything. It is where she feeds, where she rests, where she senses the world, and eventually where the next generation may begin. From a filming standpoint, this is also a reminder that resolution is not just about sharpness. Shooting in 6K gives room to crop, stabilize, and reframe, especially when the subject is small and moving in 3 dimensions. But the real beauty here is detail with restraint. The web is so fine that too much sharpening would make it brittle. Too much contrast would make the highlights harsh. Too much camera movement would turn the moment into a test instead of a visit. The goal is to let the image stay soft where it wants to be soft, and precise where it needs to be precise. The ZR's full-frame sensor helps create that separation. The spider can sit in a narrow plane of focus while the sky and leaves fall away behind her. And the autofocus has a difficult job. A spider's legs are thin, the web is thin, highlights flash through the frame. The camera is looking through layers of silk, glare, and shadow. Even when focus breathes or drifts for a moment, there is honesty in it. This is not a studio object. This is a living subject in moving air. When the sun moves behind the web, everything becomes more fragile and more dramatic. The spider becomes a silhouette, the silk becomes a constellation. The whole frame balances between exposure and disappearance. It is easy to think of a web as delicate, and it is, but delicate does not mean weak. This web has to survive wind, it has to hold prey. It has to support the spider's weight and still remain sensitive enough to carry the smallest vibration. That is the paradox of spider silk, almost invisible and yet capable of astonishing work. It is also a good metaphor for filming a moment like this. The image is built from very small choices: where to stand, how close to get, when to wait, when to move, and how much sunlight to let into the lens. The ZR is a fun tool for patient observation because it brings serious cinema features into a small body. Internal RAW, high frame rates, strong dynamic range, and 32-bit float audio are all useful on paper. Out here, they become practical because nature does not pause while we change rigs. Sometimes the shot appears for a few seconds. Either the camera is ready or it is gone. Look closely at her posture. The long front legs extend like feelers, lightly touching the silk. The darker joints and golden bands break up her outline. Her body seems suspended without effort, as if gravity has been negotiated rather than obeyed. There is something calming about watching an animal completely adapted to its own world. She is not performing for the camera, she is simply doing the work of being a spider. That work benefits the world around us, too. Orb-weavers catch flies, moths, mosquitoes, and other small insects. In a garden or wooded edge, they are part of the natural balance, quietly managing the tiny traffic of the air. They can look intimidating, especially when you walk into a web by surprise, but they are generally not aggressive toward people. Like most wild creatures, they ask mostly to be left alone. And when you give them that space, they often give you something better than fear. They give you a reason to look closer. One of the gifts of filming a subject like this is that it slows your own attention down. At first you see spider, then you see web, then you see light, then you see wind, then you begin to see time. A web is a record of time. Every repair says something happened here. Every missing line tells of impact, escape, whether or where. Every new strand says the spider returned to work. In that way, a banana spider is not just an animal in a pretty setting. She is a builder, a problem solver, a patient hunter, a maker of structure in a world that keeps trying to undo it. And maybe that is why this small encounter felt worth filming. Because there is a whole life here, hanging quietly between two patches of green. As the day goes on, the web keeps catching light. For a few seconds it looks silver, then blue, then almost gold. The spider waits in the middle of it all, reading a language written in tension and movement. Around her, the ordinary world continues, leaves shifting, insects passing, sunlight changing by the minute. It is a small scene, easy to miss. But when you stop and spend time with it, it becomes enormous. A banana spider in her web is a reminder that nature does not need a big stage to be cinematic. Sometimes the whole story is hanging right in front of us, thin as a thread, waiting for the light to reveal it. So thank you for spending a little time here with me, with the Nikon ZR, the NIKKOR Z power zoom, and this remarkable banana spider. If you enjoyed this quiet look into the day in the life of a web builder, I hope you will stick around for more field tests, small discoveries, and the kind of nature moments that make you stop walking and start paying attention. Until next time, keep looking closely. You never know what the light is about to show you.